Hey everybody, it's 4 o'clock and it is Facebook Live at Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery time. Mark, and I'm the owner here along with my wife Brenda, and we're coming to you from beautiful downtown historic Algiers Point, New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, you hear giggling, that's Darcy. Darcy's behind the camera. As always, we're going to show you a little bit of glass magic today. If you have any questions, just put them in your comments section and Darcy will relay those to me. As always, we love hearts and thumbs up and followers and all that kind of stuff. So if you aren't, please do. If you can, spread the word, that'd be wonderful. So we're going to make a vase today, but I want to show you what we did on, what is today, Tuesday, on Thursday. So this is the paperweight that we made, that I made on Thursday, the flower. And you can see the green underneath. I don't even want to go into it. We know what that's called. You can look it up on the last, on Thursday. And then the purple top, and you see the bubbles that we put in the middle there, and also we put some bubbles in around on the ends of the petals. So that is a flower paperweight. Today we're going to make a nice simple vase like that. Started making these, I don't know, March, April maybe, during when we were in our splendid isolation and not being able to do anything. So I just came up with some designs for just a simple shape, some interesting color techniques on it, just something that'll hold a little bit of floral arrangements. And so today we're going to do a purple one. That's the blue. So we're going to do a purple one. It'll probably be 3 gathers because the glass is really low. So I'm going to have to get 3 gathers just to get enough glass to make the full-size piece. So, what were the giggles about?
Oh no, the giggles were about how it seems like it's getting longer every time you say historic Algiers Point. But
include all of that.
Right.
That's where we are.
But Barry's checking in from Northwest New Jersey, and Christy Edwards is checking in from L.A.
Why is Barry in Northwest New Jersey?
I don't know, but he definitely pointed it out for a reason. So okay. Let's see. Hey, Barry.
He's with or going to Costco. Because they don't have, I don't know if they have Costco's in New York City.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. All right, so it's going to be a 3-layer piece. Each layer will get out of the furnace, so we'll start over there. First layer will be clear, second layer will be powder color, and third layer will be the gypsum color. So let's start.
Bobby made it in. He said, "What's up?"
What's up, Bobby? So, in here is our furnace, and inside is a ceramic crucible, which is a big ceramic bowl that holds the molten glass. It's 2,050 degrees inside, and I use a stainless steel blowpipe to get the glass out and to create the pieces. The same methods that glass blowers have been using for 2,500 years or so.
Oh, Barry's at the mother-in-law's.
Aha! I knew it had to be relatives or Costco.
Is that the reason to go to New Jersey?
Well, he has to get the car out of the garage and put a few miles on it. All right, so that's first layer, and I'm rolling it on this steel table called the marver, and the marver helps me shape and cool the piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called an air trap, and the air trap is I'm going to blow into the pipe, cover it with my thumb, cover the end of my thumb, and when the hot air, when the cold air hits the hot glass, it heats up and expands, and you'll see the bubble on the inside. See the bubble inside there? So that is my first gather. And now what I have to do is I have to kind of wait and literally chill and wait for the glass to cool down enough to get the next layer on top. Because if I get the next layer on top and this is too hot, it's going to be really uncontrollable. So this is the support underneath the next layer. So each layer, as you build layers, the underneath layer supports the layer that's going on top.
So John Morris Delancey said he was watching from Roatan, and I know I'm going to say that wrong.
Where?
Roatan?
Roatan? Really? Okay, cool.
Jimmy's checking in saying hello, Rosetree. And Barry said all groceries are in Jersey.
There you go. I knew it. So you see that the color has left the pipe. So the glass is pretty solid now. I'm going to get my next layer on and go into the powders.
Ah, Honduras.
Right.
Thank you.
Lots of scuba diving there.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a big scuba area. We'll go right into the color. And this is purple powder.
Oh. Corey's checking in for Colorado.
How you doing, Corey? So this will probably, I'll put 2 layers of the powder on it. Just give it a little density. Well, actually, I'm looking at my, okay, that piece had 2 gathers. So let's do 1 gather on this layer, 1 dip in the powder on this layer, do another layer, another dip on the outside layer. I'm seeing how the lines were made on that piece. So I was putting Optic molds. That was done after on the last gather. So all the color on that should have been on the last gather. But it's okay. We'll make it work.
It's almost Christmas. We can do almost anything we want today.
So is right. You have a glass studio in Honduras. That's for James. Is that what you think?
John Morris Delancey.
John. Are you blowing glass in Honduras? I take a vacation, go to Honduras and blow glass.
There you go.
After COVID. So you see, underneath it's still got a little orange to it. A little orange tint out here also. So we're gonna let that cool down a little bit more.
So Barry said we're not far from where Crawfish Fest is held.
Oh, Augusta.
I'm learning all kinds of things about New Jersey today.
Yeah, a friend of ours, Michael, does a crawfish festival in New Jersey.
Huh.
Big festival. It started out as just a backyard party, and now it's at the fairgrounds with I want to say 5 stages.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Corey said, just woke up from a nap, so great.
Wonderful.
We're all a little jealous today. Bonnie Blandford is here and said, nice seeing and hearing you, my friend.
Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie is a wonderful jeweler up in Michigan.
Ooh, awesome.
All right, so I'm going to get 1 more gather on top, go into the powder, then go into the chips, then go into the Optic mold, and we'll show you, to explain how all that works. That's my 3rd layer, 3rd gather. And by putting the powder on the outside, before I go into the Optic mold, it'll give me more definite lines.
So Monica McAndrew is checking in from Connecticut, but joining from Vermont.
Monica's visiting her relatives in Connecticut.
Didn't we just send her something? I know that
Yes,
name.
we did. We just sent her that was a treat.
Ah, yes. I knew I recognized the name.
So I think I'm going to put only one layer of powder on the outside, maybe not. So you see people, I do this, it's kind of as I go along. So I chilled it a little bit on the marble, so I'm not getting as dense a layer on the second layer, because I want to be able to see through, be a little more transparent like that one is. So we will see. Yes, Monica is a friend of mine from growing up in Connecticut.
Awesome.
We go way back. We go way back. So I'm going to then run this over the chips of color. And that gives that bottom band of chips. And do that one more time. Give that a little more density. So all the time I'm heating it up in between and melting it in. Always turning, because at this point the glass is a liquid. It's a slow moving liquid. And if you heat it up more, it moves faster. So a little bit more color on there. Good.
Hey Tracy, I got a message for you for later.
That's your Tracy?
Yep, my Tracy. John said, had a glass blowing studio in Hattiesburg for years, then moved here as a missionary. Maybe y'all can help me put together a studio here. It's a beautiful island.
Wonderful. Be interesting. I mean, if that's a goal, that'd be interesting to see what happens. I know lots of glass blowers who would love to take a vacation in Honduras. So I'm evening this up, and then I'm going to go into the Optic mold. And what the Optic mold is going to do is it's going to put lines, the vertical lines on the piece. And everything we do here, we do not use molds for final shape, but we do use the Optic molds to make decorative choices. So I'm going to use as hot as I can get it and still control it. And then I'm going to stuff it in the Optic mold. And you will see, just making it, as I squished it in the Optic mold, I'm lengthening it by spinning it around like that. I like the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm. So I tried to get close enough to hear it.
See the lines on there.
Oh.
Then I'm going to heat that in, and when the lines compress, when the ridges compress, you get the lines.
Oh, Tish said, whoop whoop, hot glass. And Christine Genty said, hello, just logged on. Hope all is well.
Hello.
Hey, Christine.
All's fine. Just chilling with the hot stuff. So I'm always turning, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up and smooth it out. And I'm going to give it a little twist. So if I do just the bottom on the marble grips it a little bit, and you'll see that it caused that twist. I just like the movement of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just take the bottom, and these are called diamond shears, and I'm just going to finish a twist on the bottom. So you see where the ridges compress? I have darker lines there. So now I'm going to heat this up and start blowing out.
Jimmy said we used to put a playing card in the spokes of our bikes, bike tires to make that noise.
Same thing, yeah. Now, if you had those playing cards now, they'd probably be worth something too. So I'm always reheating, going back into the reheating chamber. So the reheating chamber is actually hotter than the furnace, but there's no glass in it. It's just hot. It's just refractory and bricks and stuff to keep the heat into the chamber. And I use that to do my reheat. Some people reheat directly out of the furnace, but I find that it's better for us to work out of reheating chambers than with the furnace.
So Dave Maloney said I'm a little late. What are we creating today?
Show them, Darcy.
This is what you've won. Honestly, neither of us can remember what we named it. So
Look
I think
on
like
the website, it's there.
Optic Twist or something like that. But we're
so I'm going to blow. I'm going to expand my bubble out by doing the air trap again, and I'm holding it up in the air because the air will rise and help blow it out.
We're doing it in purple today. That's the magical color today. And oh, Barry's answer to what are we making, he said magic.
Show Dave the takeaway we made on Thursday.
Oh yeah. So that was the beautiful flower paperweight from Thursday.
So I'm forcing the bubble a little deeper into the gather.
I can't keep up with you today. And Christine said, oh, that's nice, the vase. Tish said, how much do those vases retail for? And when I remember the name, I will also be able to remember the price.
The retail on our website is $79, I think.
All right.
So you see where it's poking out? That's where my bubble is. My bubble is all the way down to about here. So I'm going to heat it up again and cut in my jack line, which is the line that I'll use to cut it off of the blowpipe and transfer. I'm heating the whole thing up. I'm going to let it stretch a little bit, and then I'm going to cut my jack line.
Dave Maloney said, oh, baby. And Tish said, website. Got it. She takes instructions well.
Good. So I'm heating the whole thing up, turning the whole time. So I'm using gravity to help shape it. By holding it down, it elongates. And these are called jacks. So I'm cutting the jack line in, which I'm just squeezing the jacks to make a groove in the glass. And blow it out a little bit more. So you can see where the bubble is. And I'm going to heat it up, swing it out, and continue to shape. So you see as the glass is blown out thinner, it heats up quicker.
Christine said, can't believe that will be purple.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. Christy Edwards said, swinging.
We're swinging. Get a quick measurement. Very close. Just flatten the bottom a little bit. And I'm going to blow a little bit more on the bottom. Let that blow out. So you see the lines we have and chips, powders.
this is the purple it's going to be on that top.
I'm going to concentrate my heat on the bottom because that's the part I want to blow out more. Need that a little bit more. I'm going to use my pumper. Shape it a little bit more. And then blow it out a tiny bit more and do one more shaping. Trying to get the bubble to go a little bit deeper as you hit. I'm going to work on the shape one more time.
Hi, Tracy. She had to go walk her dog. Her dog's name is Beanie, and she's adorable.
So always shaping, always turning, and I'm going to try and just use the marber to work on the shape a little bit. Make sure the bottom is flat. Alright, so shape is done. I think the size is good, yep. And so what I'm going to do is get another rod and get a little bit of glass on the end, stick it on the bottom, then going to cut it off here at the jack line, and it'll be transferred onto the punty rod. Give it a nice flash. And up.
You can see that purple color starting to come out there. And Christine said that the sound is cutting in and out a little bit, but it might be her internet. It stinks these days.
So I got a little bit of glass on the end, and I'm shaping. Shaping it so that it will come off at the right time later, not now. I'm attaching it to the bottom. Centering it. And I'm using a diamond file that has a little bit of water on it. And the diamonds are impregnated on the file, so that it cuts the glass and shots it with the water. And then go back in and heat up the wick. So the initial heat is a lot longer than the heats after this, because the piece that I cracked off where I want it heated up is the coldest part of the piece. So I'm getting that to get back to where it's soft and can be shaped. Always heating up the punty, the attachment, because if you don't do that, then it'll jump off and fall on the floor. And yes, that has happened.
Not on Alive yet.
You just, I don't believe you just did that.
Sorry for my evil laughter, I apologize.
So I'm heating the punty up, and then pulling back and hard heating the top part. Again, I'm always turning stop turning, you see how it starts to sag? That'll also tell me that it's getting close to being hot enough to start shaping. See how it has a glow now? And I am going to trim it. It's a little uneven. It's just easier to trim it to make it even than try and force it. And then I heat it back up again and then open it. So you see when I put it back in the reheating chamber, you see the grooves on it. You see it still has texture to it. It's kind of nice. And you can see the lines on the bottom too.
It's definitely fun to watch it spin around like that.
So you see the heats now are a lot quicker because it increases up the temperature.
Wonder if we can hypnotize people with that.
Probably.
Nice.
Corey's already sleepy.
Or is he fully refreshed?
Yeah. All right, one more heat, one more shape. So I'm going inside and outside with the jacks to make the shape. Just evens it off a little bit. And that shape looks about right.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have whatever it's called. It's a twisted base or something like that. Purple.
Yeah.
Now if you take it from this side, can you see the door through it and see the lines better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There we go.
Now I'm going to do a final heat. Come over to the crack off area. Actually, let's lay it down. Bottom heavy. So just if you put the punty on the correct temperature, it comes off easily just like that. And I'm taking a torch just to fire polish where the attachment was. Up the gloves a little bit. And that's the face. Where this is called an annealing oven, and the annealing oven is 920 degrees, and it sits in there and stabilizes the temperature, and it slowly cools for about 16 hours from 920 down to room temperature to relieve the stress of the piece. And that's the base.
Yay!
So, do you have any questions? Everybody's good?
Let's see. Barry asked, what made you do it on its side?
Because the bottom was heavy, and if I knocked it off standing up, there's a tendency for it to, if I don't knock it off exactly right, it'll fall over.
Christy asked, when do we get to see a blooper reel?
I had a blooper today, but you didn't want to hear what's on the blooper.
Most of the blooper reel will be like me turning the camera on myself and going, eee! That would be most of it, yep. Christine Genty said, happy holidays to everyone, wishing for a healthy, safe, and prosperous new year.
And yes, happy holidays. This is our, as I said in my post, this is our last one of the year, last Facebook Live of the year. We're probably going to not be back the first week of January because we have some cleanup and fixing kind of time we need in the studio. We kind of let everything run to the ground while we're in holiday mode, and so we're going to take a week or two to fix things and get things running correctly. So.
Christy said, by the way, yes, we do want to hear the blooper reel on what you did today.
Christy's heard that word before.
John Morris Delancey said, gorgeous, well done, sir.
Well, thank you.
And Dave Maloney said, she can be a cruel mistress.
I gave him that quote. I gave him that quote. Dave has done a little glass blowing, and that's I told when he first started. I told him that at the start. So I'm glad you remembered that, Dave. Anyway, thank you all for coming. There are 3 days: today, tomorrow, Thursday. Shopping days.
Tomorrow, then Christmas Eve, and then.
So if you're going to do your shopping, people, get it done. Hopefully, at a small business, they really need your help. This new round of loans and everything isn't going to be the end all. So your small businesses and your neighborhood businesses, your friends and all, still need your help. So do the best you can. And if you need anything from us, as always, we are rosetreegallery.com on the web. Facebook, Rosetree Blown Glass. Instagram, Rosetree Glass Gallery. All of these are diligently put up on YouTube by Darcy on our channel, which is Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery. And that's today. So just have a great holiday, wonderful New Year. Hopefully next year we'll start off a whole lot better than this year ended. And take care of one another, love one another. We'll see you on the other side. Take care.